Minecraft just dropped a big new update for the Copper Golem, adding a new functionality and letting them turn into posable statues that you can put anywhere in your base. They also just added a new block, the Shelf, which is going to be amazing for decoration, but it also has some sneaky redstone uses and lets you have a swappable hotbar, which is really fun. There's a bunch of other features in this update, so let's jump into it and check out everything new. Also, Mojang just changed all of the dye textures in the game to make them more easily identifiable and for accessibility reasons, and you can see the new ones versus the old ones here. Personally, I have no strong feelings one way or the other, but let me know what you think about them down in the comments. So this is the 1.21.110.20 update, which is a mouthful, but basically that means that they're starting another update, and the 121.100 update is done. Should be releasing in a couple of weeks. That update does not include the Copper Golems. It's basically just a little small bug fix update. So let's check out the shelves first. These things are basically vertical slabs, everybody. Nobody panic, but they are essentially vertical slabs. Oh my god. Builders, right now, I'm going to tell you this. Builders are going to absolutely love these things. So these things come in all of the different wood variations that you would expect, and honestly, I am already a big fan of them. Check this out. These look so good. Man, these are basically like either wallpaper or wall detailing or like panel walls, you know. Just throw these up on a build. It's already going to look amazing, and we haven't even touched on the fact that like you can have these things floating off in the air like this. You can have them sideways. You can do all kinds of crazy little things with these, and yeah, that's right. They're basically vertical slabs. And not only that, but you can also put items inside of these things as well and display them for even more detailing. So look at this. If we have some of these spruce walls up here, we can put some more of these like spruce shelves in there and get little teeny tiny bits of detailing all the way across this guy, which is gonna be crazy. So these are primarily an item display system, so if you click on one of the slots, that's going to take the item that you're holding and put it in there, and each slot actually holds an entire stack of items. As you can see, we got a stack of iron and a stack of redstone, and boom, those just go straight into there. So it's way better than an item frame. It holds 128 plus 63 more items than a item frame, and then if you want to take those out, then you just go ahead and click on those, or if you're holding an item, you can swap them back and forth. Looks incredible. So if you're crouching while you're holding an item, that will not put it into the shelf, as you can see there. Now, these things are also a redstone component, and you can change how they look just by powering them. So if we power this, as you can see, the lines in the middle kind of go away to give you a little bit of a cleaner texture, which is actually pretty neat. So you can hide like a lever behind this thing, for example, and just power it like that, and then you are good to go for a nice clean looking interface. Now you'll notice there that I just clicked on this shelf and that took all of the items out of it and put them on the furthest 3 slots in our hotbar. And if we click on that again, as you see, it kind of dumps out those items, as you can see there, which is actually really cool. Now, what's better than this is that you can actually tie together multiple of these shelves, and each one is individually toggleable. So just by powering one, you don't like automatically power all 3. You would have to actually go ahead and give each one of these an individual power source, which I think is actually better because then you can toggle them individually like this, get nice little details going across. Honestly, this is just going to be a builder's delight. And now if we click on this, as you can see, it's going to take the entire hotbar, remember where those items went, and then we can take them back. So if you want to, you can set up yourself an entire hotbar like this. As you can see, this is like our PvP and doing some damage hotbar. We can click on that, boom, and now the entire thing is stored in there. And then you can set yourself up with another hotbar. This one's like your casual building, kind of exploring hotbar. And now if you just click anywhere on this thing, as you can see, we're going to completely flip around our hotbar instantaneously, which is really, really cool. And it remembers where all of your slots go. It's honestly amazing. Now, I am curious to see what happens if you untoggle one of these. So let's untoggle that first one. And then in theory, it should only replace our 6 rightmost slots. Yeah, as you can see there. So you can toggle what part of your hotbar you actually want to swap. So if I just want to swap my right 3, then as you can see, we can swap those back and forth. Or if I want to toggle all 9 of my slots, then we turn on this entire thing, and boom, this is actually, it's pretty fun. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to if you have like levers on the front right here and you don't do the whole thing at once, because it's always the rightmost. Like if you have 3 set up like this and you unpower the middle one, it's not going to swap your middle 3 slots, it's still going to swap your right 3 slots. But honestly, I'm kind of digging this, man. This is, of course, the first beta that this thing is introduced, so it has a couple of weird little placement issues that you can do, but you know what? It's kind of fun. I don't really mind it. That's not going to last too long, but it is what it is for now. So if we just go ahead and power this thing, you'll notice that there is actually a couple of limitations with it. So we're just going to put in a couple of standard singular items in there. There's only one item in each slot, and you'll notice that the hoppers cannot actually fill these things up with items, nor can they take items out of these things, and also you can't read from it with a comparator. I imagine one of these three things will change over time as this gets more developed. Now we also need to know if the observer will actually detect this thing changing. So yep, it does detect it getting powered and unpowered, and it does detect it actually having items taken in and out of it. So you could very, very easily make a trap out of this, because guess what? If you just like put one of these down in your wall, guess what? You cannot see an observer behind it like at all. It's just like completely buried, and then you can have this go ahead and activate a trap or some other sort of contraption, and it's pretty fun actually. Now, if we could read through this thing with a comparator, that would also be great, because then we could use it for a actual, you know, signal strength combination lock or something like that. You got to put a specific combination of like stackable and non-stackable items in there, or a certain amount of items to get a certain output, and that would just add a little bit more flexibility. I imagine that will happen at some point soon, though. Oh yeah, so the recipe for this thing is actually fairly forgiving. You do need to use the stripped logs, and then it's just 3 across the top, 3 across the bottom, and that actually gives you 6 of these things. So actually a pretty good recipe. Honestly, I cannot wait to see what the builders do with this stuff. I mean, there is just so many easy possibilities with vertical slabs that we've been waiting for like decades now. I mean, look at this. We got like a little bit of a walk-in closet. The doors are a bit janky, but you know, I'll call someone to get that fixed next week. And the back texture of the shelves is also pretty nice too. You know, I could live in here. So right now, fences, panes, and walls actually connect to these guys, and I feel like they probably shouldn't, because I mean, this just looks a little bit weird, but you know, it's a beta. Things like this will get fixed. I absolutely love how broken they are as well. Everything about this is great, guys. You want to know what's even better? I guarantee you this will work. Yep, there we go. Floating redstone lines, everybody. And of course it works too. I mean, why wouldn't it? The age of floating redstone is upon us, everybody. Honestly, this is pretty cool. I don't understand why we can't have nice things like this. Obviously, they're gonna fix it, but I mean, it looks a little bit broken, but that's only because Mojang has conditioned you to think that it looks broken. If I want to have a comparator ceiling in Minecraft, then that should be my right. It's not like Minecraft World Generation is like immune to doing weird floating things anyway. This wasn't even planned. I was just like on my way to the next segment. So on to the copper golems. These guys have gotten a great update where if they oxidize all the way into the fully oxidized version, then they just straight up will turn into a statue and basically churn off. So if we look at the inventory, we have yet another 8 copper items, because of course we have all the exposed and waxed variants of these guys, and these guys will actually become like a placeable, inventoriable item. As you can see here, it's pretty cool. And then you could even like stack them up and stuff. Of course, there's a little bit of Z fighting because of the antenna, but if you go ahead and click on these guys with an empty hand, as you can see, you can actually pose them, and they have a couple different poses. It looks like there's only the 4, but look how happy he looks. He is adorable, and this is pretty great, actually. So these guys will actually give off a signal strength that you can read with a comparator when they are a statue and when they are posed, and you can actually read this through a block, as you can see here, so you can have it like on the outside of a wall and make it so that the redstone is hidden, or you can have it right here, whatever you want to do. So if we go ahead and we use an empty hand to pose this guy, and see just regularly standing there is going to give you signal strength of 1, and then sitting down is signal strength 2, running around is signal strength 3, and then the happy pose is signal strength of 4, and of course those signal strengths are going to be the same for all of the different oxidization levels. So if you want this guy to remain a statue, then you don't need to do anything, but if you want to actually get the copper golem back out of him and like reactivate this guy, then you just go ahead and scrape him with an axe until you get down to this version, which is the unoxidized. Scrape him again, and then he turns on, and then you just have like a copper golem. It's fantastic. Now, the regular copper golems like this guy will slowly oxidize over time. As you can see, these guys over here, they've been sitting around for hours and hours, but I think there's a bug where they don't really oxidize as quick as they should. But once they turn into the fully oxidized version, then they should become a regular old statue like this. So if we just wait here for hours and hours, then maybe we'll see something happen with these guys. So again, none of my guys over here have oxidized. It takes absolutely forever, but I summon in a brand new guy, and after a short little while, he's actually going to turn into a statue and become a block that you can just straight up mine. As you can see there, he literally just churned off and stuck in place, Now, if you want to keep these guys, like the standard, like fully oxidized versions, then you can just go ahead and wax him, and then he won't turn into a statue just like that. So to get him out of statue form, you just go ahead and unwax, and unwax, and unwax, and then unwax again, and boom, now he's back to normal. And then to actually pick up the statues, you just need to use a pickaxe on them, and as you can see, they just drop off as an item, which is pretty fun. Now, if you try to mine them by hand, as you can see, it's very slow, but you do actually get the item back, and honestly, the item looks really, really good. I'm quite fond of this guy, actually. And these statues are actually stackable as well, so you can just have an army of these little guys around with you. Also, if these guys are holding an item as they turn into a statue, then they are going to drop the item, and there's no way to, like, give this guy an item or make him hold something, so he is not like the tough golem. He does not act as an item displayer, even though it seems like, you know, maybe he should. It seems like that could be possible in a fairly easy way, unless Mojang is trying to add the tough golem. Maybe. Now, if you go ahead and name these guys and then they turn into a statue, they will actually keep their name if you go ahead and unoxidize them. As you can see, he keeps it, which is pretty cool, actually. Now, if you break the statue like this and then pick it up, as you can see, this guy actually has a pose. What? He's sitting down in my hand. I didn't know you could get the poses. That's great, actually. But yeah, if you pick him up and set him back down, then he is going to not lose his name, which is crazy. That probably shouldn't happen. But you know what? That's cool that it doesn't. So check this out. You could actually have all of the different poses of these guys and the oxidization levels as well. And they don't even stack together. So you can keep your guys kind of separated out, which is pretty fun. And you can, like, give them names and, like, it's kind of fun. You know what? I'm happy with this. This is great. There's been a couple of bug fixes to the copper golem. This guy can now open up trap chests, which is fantastic. And he no longer sorts items based on their durability. So if he has a bunch of tridents, for example, and they're all different durabilities, he's not going to sort them by full durability and low durability. He's just going to throw them all in the chest there. Now, the changelog said that there was a way to interact with the copper golem to actually get the item that they are holding. But as you see, I'm clicking on this guy, right-clicking and all that stuff, trying to give him another item, and he's not going to drop it. But if I murder him in cold blood, then he does actually drop the item that he's holding that way now. So that's something at least. Give me back my chest. You guys remember a couple videos ago where I said they were going to add the copper armor to the hostile mobs in the world, that way they could spawn with them? Well, I was right! They added it to the game, so now you have a rare chance of, you know, finding some zombies or skeletons or whatever actually wearing copper armor. I just gave it to these guys because I'm cheating the system. But yeah, look at this. They look so good. Now, they also have the opportunity and the ability to pick up copper tools and weapons and other things like that. So you will find these guys actually walking around the world. I still think that they should add the oxidization levels to these, because this guy would look much better with fully oxidized armor. That would also fit the lore a lot better for the hostile mobs to have, like, very old armor. Because, again, this is a horror game. These guys have been waiting around for like 100 years, just waiting to snipe you off of that little pillar that you built up. There's also been a ton of different graphical fixes and vibrant visuals updates. Nothing too major, but I figured I'd bring it up. A real quick side tangent, Mojang really needs to fix the release schedule and cadence of these previews. They announce them, and then up to hours later, they finally release. The amount of times that I have opened and closed the Microsoft Store and, like, refreshed the cache of it, and I've opened and reclosed the Xbox app and gone to this little stupid button and go up here and then manage and then files, and then this button's grayed out and it doesn't even do anything. Why can't Mojang just release the previews in a standard, consistent schedule? You see this thing down here? This is called the Minecraft launcher. And inside of the Minecraft launcher, once it takes 500 years to load because of the 3 loading screens, why does it take so long? Bedrock Edition fires up quicker than the Minecraft launcher does. That's a side rant, though. So inside of here is Bedrock Edition. You can scroll down to latest preview, and guess what? This button right here sends you to the latest changelogs for the latest preview, but it does not actually download or give you the latest preview because it takes hours to release. Yeah, look at this. It's not the current release. It's been 3 hours since they announced this update, and it's not even here. So please, if somebody at Mojang is watching, please just try. Just try. Kind of kills the hype if you can't actually get the beta when it's announced, you know? Snapshots, oh man, those things release like on the millisecond that they're announced. It's perfect. Also, this isn't just like a me issue, this is an everybody issue. So that's basically everything new in the new update. If you enjoyed this video, then drop a like, share it around, and subscribe to help us reach 700,000, and thank you so much.